because you can, engage with people in real time. I see people on here from Bali, from South Africa, from really all over the world. And it can be a great way and a great tool to be able to, one, if you were doing live events, you could only pull people from the one area you are in, right? The likelihood of us doing an event right now and all of you being there outside of a mega is slim to none. But when we're doing an event like this, you can actually connect and grow and expand your brand to people that are all over the world. I think it just becomes very relevant to, from the speaking side, are you speaking about something that is relevant to what is going on right now in the world, or are you still trying to speak on the topic that you had from 6 months ago? JT, I see you are back. Do you want to test your sound out and see if it's better now?
Test. Can you hear me?
Much better. So whatever device you were on before, I'm going to guess it was not your computer. So that was probably the issue. So now we have JT back. I think we have better sound. Everyone can hear you. The sound was not my fault. It was your fault this time. And I will let you pick up where you left off.
I have no idea where I left off, but we're not going to be saving this onto the YouTube channel, unfortunately. So it's going to be a one and done on this one. Yes. What'd you say?
This is why I didn't want to do this.
Well, I mean, I wanted to see. Well, I wanted to see. It's
work. The thing is, we have hundreds of people sitting in the webinar, right?
But I told you to have somebody else go in there and tell them.
I'm in here, and Serena's in here, and we both keep sending the link, and we still have hundreds of people sitting in the webinar.
So, I think a couple of things. Someone wrote to me this morning. For a long time, I was accused of not doing one-on-one coaching anymore because I didn't want to do it. I had no intention of doing it. If you wanted to be coached by me, you need to come to my house. And I coached you there in a group of people, and everybody learns from everybody. And in the last 3 days, I've been coaching nonstop. Between all 3 days, it'll be 28 hours of coaching in 3 days. And this morning, I got a couple of haters when I woke up this morning who said, yeah, well, how do you run all your business if you do coaching? You must not have a business, right? So it's crazy. It's like that's what I woke up to. And in the end, I did this because I got tired of coaching all the people on Instagram saying they wake up at 10, they wake up at 7, and they're not doing whatever it takes. Let me ask you a question. You want to be a coach, a speaker, a consultant? Could you coach 5 hours in a row, right? Every 30 minutes, a different person, a different business. I don't even know who's coming on. I got no idea what their business is, what they're about, what they want from me. It's like 15 blind dates. Could you do that?
Like drive
right? And no break, no nothing. Then stop, then do 1 hour, then record a podcast after this, then have meetings, then back to coaching, then do a live, then get interviewed on Millionaire Flicks, right? Then get interviewed, right? Then work on my own business and my own deals. Could you do that? And if the answer is yes, that's what people want right now. They want somebody to lead with confidence, to show them at these times, right? That's the person I want to do business with. That's the person I want to invest with. I think I'm single-handedly, once again, going to change the coaching industry because I have shown the world what coaching is all about. A lot of people or so-called coach have been taking questions from people, but they're not coaching. You need to show what you're able to do. Show it. Don't say it. You need to prove that what you say works. And I've been doing it every single day on Instagram. It got really hated yesterday. It got a little heated. And so, but if it all ended right now, I didn't have to do that, I'd be like, thank you, we're done. And it's interesting because the amount of work that I've done, I could have done a 90-minute speech and made literally 1,000% more. But we're in a new normal right now. This pandemic, your pricings are not going to be the same. What you do, the effort that you put in, nothing about this time is normal. So a couple advice to you. You're a consultant, you're a coach. Number one, prove what you say works. Take some people on Zoom, record it, put it out there. Show people what your coaching is all about. As opposed to say, I'm a coach, I'm a coach. People are going to want to see. Now, some people say, well, JT, I may not like your style. Well, I attract strong-willed people. Like I coach people this morning on energy. I had this lady, very nice lady, right? And she's an energy coach and she's not making money. And she says to me, I'm not making enough money. And this woman looks the part and sounds the part. But energy coaching, no matter how good you are, doesn't make that much money because people that agree with you, right? The people that agree with your coaching, they don't have money to pay you. And the people who can't afford to pay you think you're crazy. Now, I will never going to coach anybody on what you do because, you know, for example, I like steak and you may say, I hate steak, you know, so it doesn't mean that steak is bad or good. It's a preference. And I think there's different types of people. Someone may find someone attractive and others not. It's all subjective. So I don't coach people on that. Neither should you. But how to get it, that's a whole different story. So she says I have trouble attracting people. So I come up with a brand, which I told Francis what it is. I'm not going to tell it here just in case she didn't sign it up yet. It'd be very interesting to see it in speed of implementation if she did. But I came up with an amazing name, an amazing brand that makes it very logical for her to attract clients. And once they're in her boat, right? Because step number one of marketing is getting the fish to notice you. And sometimes you got to get noticed more than once before they come closer to your bait. Step number two, you got to have the hook. Okay. What's that one thing that's going to entice them? Is it, wow, we're going to get every one of JT's program on Millionaire Flicks for $20. We get a one-on-one with JT Foxx. Is it a special bonus or something, and it's different for everybody that's going to hook them in. And then once in your boat, they already like you, they're clients. There's 3 different marketing strategies for speakers. There's prospect marketing, you have customer marketing, and client marketing. The marketing we do for existing clients is very different than new customers, okay? So prospect marketing is building that brand awareness. This is what I do. This was what I'm about. Here's my style. Here's what I can do for you. Customer marketing is about this. Try me once. Try me once marketing. Okay. Try me once. That's the marketing. And then once they're clients, then it's proven, tested. Apple does not need to sell me on anything, right? They come up. Now, here's where you need to brand yourself. Are you branding yourself as a luxury or a necessity right now? Now, you could be expensive. Luxury is not based on price. You could be expensive, but needed, okay? So, or you can be a luxury where right now, like travel right now would be a luxury. Okay, that the travel part right now, that's a luxury. But there are certain things that are necessities. Coaching is a necessity right now. Why? All of you need to convince to your clients why they need you now. Because here's the big objection you're all going to get. Oh my God, we need to go in. Once we get started, we're going to call you. That doesn't work. The different, if you want to be successful, you need to come up with solutions. You need to solve people's problems. And you need to do things that are disruptive. Yesterday, we talked about evolution versus revolution. You know, when I got up this morning at 3:21, and I took a picture and I put it on Instagram. I got up this morning. I went downstairs. I started the coaching. In fact, I was at 3:50. I was recording Millionaire 365. Then I started the coaching at 4. Never, ever, ever in 9.5 years of coaching did I ever coach anyone before 8 o'clock. Ever. Because even before 10. because it was always my time, ever. And the only time I ever worked out to like really get up to work on something is if I had to write my book, okay, which was 5 years ago, Millionaire Underdog, or I have to work on my presentation that I'm speaking 4 hours and I'm creating a new presentation. Never in the history I've had to do that. And the lesson that I've learned, like I had somebody telling me how hard it was, and there's a lot of competition, and there's a lot of all these excuses. And I say, well, how many offers are you making? And they're like, none. Well, you're complaining about what you can't do rather than doing it. Right? And I think many people don't know what is it they really want with their lives. They've sacrificed for their children, their spouses. You know, we had a coaching yesterday, which by the way, I found out, did you watch the live yesterday?
JC, what am I doing during the live?
Oh, you're doing something else. Got it.
Yep.
Which is why my numbers have been down. So yeah, part of everyone, there is a blockage, and your job is to find people's blockage. And what all of you need to do is you need to think short term. I don't think there's going to be events for a while. I really don't. I mean, there might be, but who's going to show up? Right? Who's going to show up? Is it people with money? No money? Right? People who don't care? I don't know. I don't know. You know, for us, we attract the biggest celebrities in the world. They'll come to speak, I'm sure of that, but will they want to stand in a picture line? Right? Like, how's the picture line going to, is it a 6-foot distancing picture that then is re-Photoshop in? Right? Did you ever ask yourself that question?
Yeah, we're not there yet.
No, we're not there. But the reality is, what happens at events when people want to take a picture with you?
Who is though that, you know, things are reopening. I'm not saying there is no right or wrong at this point, and I think we're going to get to a point where people will not continue to be so concerned about it because they won't be able to afford to. You know, I think at some point it's like, it's going to be okay. Like, we're doing the best that we can, but if we keep living like this, you know, even celebrities, right? If celebrities don't want to be near people, how are they going to shoot movies? How are they going to be on movie sets? How are they going to be on TV? Like, it's not, at some point it just becomes not feasible. And I think what happens is, from an event standpoint, you know, you do more, we as the event host and organizer do more screening of who's at the event versus them saying, no, I'm going to turn this down because I don't want to take pictures.
You know, by the way, since we have a lot of people right now on YouTube, it would be very interesting in the chat, which I'm looking at the same time. How many of you here have no fear going back to events? Okay, and hold on. When I say no fear, let's say August, okay? Let's just use, not tomorrow, but how many of you said, you know what? If JT had an event, okay, a free event in your area right now, okay, a free event, okay, would you be inclined to go, yes or no? Call it August, right? Was that August, or should we say September? Because it matters. Let's say August. Would you go, yes or no? And put your comment.
I can't operate a poll.
You have a poll thing? You can't operate a poll? Yes.
A poll on here where, you know, normally on the webinar. Yes, I would go for sure. I would go tomorrow. Yes. No fear for me. Yes, I have no fear. Yes, absolutely. Just be cautious. August for sure. Absolutely. I'd go. Not in New York City. I would go. Yes. No problem. Yes. No. Yes. I'd go. Yes. No. No fear. Go. Yes, for sure. No. October, I'd go. No way.
Interesting.
I mean,
It
I
just,
was gonna say,
hold on. And by the way, so
no.
when you do a free event, the cost of a free event, so everybody know, is anywhere between 10 to 15,000, give or take, depending if you're traveling, where you're from, how much money you spent on marketing, right? If you want 200 to 300 people at a free event, it's about 10 to 15,000. What?
There's a lot saying I'd go now.
Yeah. Well, we know they'll go in Sweden, that's for sure. Yeah. So very, very interesting. Um, we're going to be debating this on the Powerful, by the way, this whole thing, which is going to be very good.
It's easy to say yes. It's another thing to get in the car and drive and show and walk in the door.
No. I mean, it's
here right now, and I'm like,
maybe, you know what? Maybe because I'm downtown Chicago, and I could see the hospital more or less, and all night I heard ambulances all night, like literally every 5 minutes I heard ambulances, and Chicago's on the way up. So maybe, I'm sure people in New York have a different, but then people are going outside. I don't, maybe because I've made it and I have a lot of success and a lot of money, maybe for me, it's not worth it. Just like going to Nigeria, right? We talked about going to Nigeria, and if this was 4 years ago, I would have gone, but now is it worth the risk and everything? So that's my question. Is this my new Nigeria? What's happening, right? And is it time for me to pass the baton over to our people?
Has the world now become Nigeria?
Well, but there's you gotta get shots when you go to Nigeria, the yellow fever. And obviously it's different, there's safety reasons, and people are like, it's so great. Well, then why is the US State Department tell me I shouldn't go? Right? So the question is it worth the risk? And do people with a lot of money will say, well, I'm going to, no, will you have buyers in the room, or will you have content? And also, I will tell you this from a matter of fact, you can get 1,000% more live than you go online. No doubt about that. I mean, I go on stage and sell my program up to 5,000, and I sell every one of my courses for $20, and sometimes I have problems. By the way, millionaireflix.com. All of you should listen to my course called Speak Your Way to Millions. Basically, it's everything about how to be a speaker, and my coach is coaching me on how to be a speaker, plus every other course for only $20. Pack will put millionaireflix.com. I don't know, Fact, do you have any fear?
Do I have any? Goes to the same thing with me. Last weekend, I was able to see, some friends, because everything's open here to go. So we'll get to go stuff, go to the park and like have a picnic. And it's like, we're spread out, everyone's not on top of each other. And most of my friends are married, so they live together. So it's like a couple here, a couple here, a couple here, me and Sir Puppy Hudson over here. And it's fine. And like, everyone's kind of having a good time until, we see another group of people that we know, but like, I don't know where they've been. I don't know if they're social distancing. I don't know if they're staying at home and being safe. And then I get a little bit like, I literally backed up a little bit away from everyone because I don't know what those people are doing. So that's what I'm saying. As much as like right now, if somebody was like, do you want to do this? We don't know yet. April 30th, which is tomorrow, is Florida's last day, but there's been zero announcements of what happens on May 1st. So let's hypothetically say Florida, we continue to be the Florida morons, and they just say, open it all up. I think my gut reaction, if somebody was like, do you want to go out to dinner? Or do you want to meet us at the bar on Saturday night? I'd be like, yes. But when we got to Saturday night, I think I would start thinking about, okay, well, where are we going? Is it inside and outside? How crowded is it going to be? Who are all the other, like, I think I would start thinking about it a little bit more. And for me, it's, I'm not as concerned about getting sick. Like, I know that's a probability and it would suck to be sick, and nobody wants to be sick. I take pretty good care of myself. I know nobody's, there's not a like guarantee you won't die or you will die. But I take pretty good care of myself. But what I think about is if I get sick, I have family that I like to see once a week, and they're a little bit more higher risk, so I couldn't see them. It'd be really hard to work, and we're working so much, and there's so many people, there's so many people relying on you. And just as there's so many people relying on you, there's so many people relying on me. So I know how much it would hurt the company if I were to get sick. Just from it'd put more pressure on you because you wouldn't have me helping and being like the go-between on as many things. So I think my gut reaction to a lot of things is like, heck yeah, I'll be there. But when it comes to like walking out my door to go be in a big group of people, I think I would start to think twice and like start to overanalyze it a little bit. I mean, case in point, we debated this on The Powerful, and from the beginning I said, just let it happen. But I was saying, just let it happen. But I was in self-quarantine 2 weeks before we were supposed to be. Like, I was staying at home. I wasn't going out. I went to the grocery store, stocked up on stuff so I didn't have to go anywhere. So as much as I'm like, let it happen, and if the people want to go out and be crazy, go out and be crazy. And if the people want to stay home and be safe, stay home and be like, let it be everyone's choice. As much as I was saying that, I kind of put myself in quarantine 2 weeks prior. Also, too, we had been traveling in Europe, and I was a little bit like, I just kind of want to be not be around a lot of people just in case I pick something up somewhere. So I think that's the tricky part, is we all want to get out there and do things and go to the restaurants and go to the beach and, go to the movies, go do all the things. But I think when it comes down to it, people are going to be very hesitant unless those businesses, unless those events, unless those things are really saying, these are all the things we're doing to be really, really cautious and secure, which at the same time, as a business, we know a restaurant isn't profitable if they're at half capacity. A bar isn't profitable if they're at half capacity. A movie theater isn't going to be profitable if you have to have 4 empty seats in between each person. So that is the give and take that I think.
But if you are going to do live events in your marketing, you're going to have to do probably a stronger job of telling them how your event is going to be safe.
Honestly, I think the marketing for an event is probably going to be more about, like in my head, we talk all the time about the benefit, right? Your marketing needs to be, what are you going to get from this event? What are you going to get it out of it? How is it going to benefit you? I'm spending a day there or an hour there or 3 hours there. What is the value to me? I'm trading my time. So what's the value? I think the shift is going to be that video on your landing page is probably going to be walking people through what's the screening process getting into the event. Not even, about the topic, but, first it's going to be, how are we safe? Which I think is going to raise another question of, let's say there's all these different tests rolling out there, right? I know I talked about this, I think early last week. Emirates rolled out in Dubai in the airport doing the rapid testing for certain flights. Every passenger had to do the rapid 10-minute testing before they could get on the flight. So here's the question. If we're doing an event and we say we're going to do rapid testing for everyone allowed to go into the event, what is the scrutiny and the pushback we get for doing a medical screening before we allow people in?
Forget about that, the extra cost.
So yeah.
Call it $10, $15, $20 a test.
I think it's going to be one of those things where people are going to be like, yes, I feel so safe. And then people are going to say, I feel so violated that I have to submit to testing. I think it's going to be very polar. I mean, I live in Florida and we're the Florida morons. JT, I sent you the picture. We're out here and there's people protesting, go back to work. And then there's people protesting the protesters. So I think anything you do, there's going to be people that say like, thank you. And I feel so much safer. And there's going to be people saying, how can you violate our rights? And how can, is that a HIPAA? Is that a First Amendment? And I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough to like there's not going to be a way to.
Let's put it this way: if concerts are not putting back together and sporting events, it's going to be hard to justify for wealth events. It's very interesting. In Australia, have they? We know Tony Robbins canceled all of his events all around the world. I don't know if he's canceled Australia yet. There's an event in September. I don't know if that's going to be canceled. I can't imagine. First of all, Australians are not going to let other people in their country, neither New Zealand, which, by the way, those have been some of our top markets there. And here's another situation: Germany. So let's go over the world. So I'm going to take over what I see the speaking markets being. I think the best market is going to be Canada. I think Canada is going to rebound. I think the government in Canada is pretty much like doing a lot of bailouts to help Canadians. Canada will actually end up being the strongest market in the seminar, I believe, for those of you who want to do live events. I think America is going to be a hit and miss. It depends where you're going to go. A lot of American small businesses have been battered financially. So I don't know what's going to happen there as well. And you know what? They're going to be battered. They never got coaching. Don't forget, a lot of people that got battered, they never got coaching. They never innovated, so they're going to get battered as well. I think the UK is going to be decimated. I think the UK for the rest of the year, you guys are done. I don't think they got beat up pretty much, the UK. And now the interesting thing is Scandinavia. Denmark, Norway, Finland, kind of like they stopped, but not as long, and now they're up and going. But here's what you think: will they spend money for high-level coaching programs and consulting? That's the big question.
I will say where I think there could be an opportunity. JT, we're talking about all these.
Let me finish with the world.
Oh, I thought you were done.
Yeah, no, forget about Italy. The Netherlands, here's the interesting thing. I have coached on one-on-one, nobody from Norway, 2 from Sweden, 2 from Finland, 3 from Denmark, 14 from the Netherlands, okay? And 2 from the UK. That gives, and by the way, the pound is cheaper. By the way, you know what? How much Millionaire Flix is for British people? 16 pounds to get all of my programs. Shame on you for not buying it for 16 pounds. I mean, Nando's cost me 22 pounds when I was there. So unfortunately, the South Africa, if you're an outsider with the value of the rand as an outsider, it is not going to be worth. So I think those who live in South Africa is going to be very good. And it might be very good for South Africans to go outside and do events outside. Maybe not necessarily them going, but also kind of because of the value of the rand, some of their services. I think that's going to be very good for South Africa. But going to South Africa or the African continent is not going to be where it is. I think Australia and New Zealand, I think they're in a they're like no outsider mode. I cannot see them. They beat this. And do you really think Australians are going to let Asians or Americans or anywhere with the coronavirus to come on in? Because they're going into winter months. So I think Australians within Australia, and it's going to be Kiwis, they're going to be travel with each other. So if you're Australian and you want to be a speaker and you want to do live events, your market's going to be New Zealand, Australia. The internationals will be shut out, which maybe you like that. I'm not coming, but you will be shut out. The only difference is you may not be able to go anywhere. So I think those 2 places will be self-sufficient. I think they're going to let you do events, but not more than 150 people. That is just my prediction as well. With social distancing, maybe. Asia, I don't think so. I don't see Singapore coming back. I don't see Malaysia. China are kind of banning it. I think the Asian market, and I don't even know, and I don't know if people even know Hong Kong. Like Hong Kong was one of our best markets last year. Israel was our greatest market, but they're shut down. I think there's a lot of fear, so they may be okay, but there's still that fear of reinfection and things like that. So for us, at least in the short term, our focus is going to be North America, as much as I'm dying to go back to Europe. Now we have events in Europe. We may do mega profits in Europe and things like that, but I'm talking about getting new people. So that's kind of my take as well. So you were saying about you're about to say something about Europe.
Well, no, what I was saying is kind of what you just, I was just looking in Florida because I know they haven't made announcements. We had an uptick in cases yesterday from the 3 previous days. So was just looking at that. But what I was going to say is you ended up saying it. A lot of these countries where Australia, New Zealand, you know, in internationals, we can't come in and maybe you can't go out, but it's going to be a lot of these countries for a lot of you on here. There's going to be a lot of opportunity within your own country because the JT Foxes, the Tony Robbins, the, you know, the Gary V's, the people of the world that are international and people look to see and look forward to see will not be able to have a presence there. So it's one of those things where there could be a lot of opportunity for people to start to build their own brand within your own market, because I do believe even countries that do allow.
I got a new brand. Local will be the new hero. Mark that word. Local will be the new hero. So even within your own cities in America, Canada, local will be the new hero. And your ability, and for those of you who've gone on stage at Mega Success, you have the brand now. Nobody's talking about branding right now. Nobody. But interestingly enough, branding is what differentiates you online, but nobody's talking about it because people are thinking about surviving. You know, it's going to be, Luco's going to be the new hero. Like, I think our market in Chicago is done for a long time, at least for next, for deals. For me, this is going to be heaven. But I think because of the cases, they're shut down. A lot of businesses are hurting. New York is not going to happen.
But
and then here's the question for us. Let's say we have 2,500 people at Mega Success. So let's say we have less people, so people don't want to travel. Call it 2,000, let's say, 1,750. Well, is the state of California going to allow anybody with a certain amount of people to hold events? We don't know that yet. November is far away, but we don't know that. So does that mean Mega is only anybody who's on stage, or who is Mega? So rather have all these people, it's streamed all over the world. The speakers are there only. We spend more intimate time with the celebrities. So it becomes Mega Success, very intimate, only with speakers, but it's streamed live around the world. And rather than pumping people to trying to come to the event, we pump in people to stream the event as well. That may be something we don't know, but these are the questions you need to ask yourself in the disruption, okay? And if you're having discussions with people like this, you ought to record this. Everyone, you should go, is it up the Inside JT's Brain?
the deals, deals?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have not looked yet because he had to create a new show for it, like a new. So I haven't.
So I think it's up, but I'm not sure. I just recorded a new show. It's me, Francie, Charlie, and Paulie discussing companies, asset deals, real estate that we're doing, and my thought process and how I work my mind. It's like the new little mini reality within a reality. And by the way, that is why all of you, you know, I said this morning on Millionaire 365, I have idols. Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Mick Jagger, and Michael Jordan. So those, and Steve Jobs. And there's this documentary about Michael Jordan, right? And it's like, they're 4 hours in, and I love Michael Jordan. I haven't been able to watch any of it because I'm too busy working and coaching. So if you had 4 hours to watch the Michael Jordan documentary, I got 4 hours where I did more work, more deals, more investment, more coaching, more growth. That's 4 more hours I got on you, right? Some people are watching broke flicks rather than millionaire flicks. And by the way, 4 people I coached this morning did not have millionaire flicks. I was like, how do you not have it? I have time. You know, get millionaire flicks. 4,000 hours of content for $20. 16 pounds for you British people. 2 of them who didn't have it this morning were British. 16 pounds. Millionaireflix.com. And I'm making an official announcement. For every 8 coaching, we would release 1, right? And so that means, in theory, 2 people would need to be released based on how many people I coached this morning. I'm flattening the curve even more. I want one person. I don't want to go till June 15th. There is no way I want to be coaching 9 hours a day. I want to be done by May 12th. So if you want to be coached by me, you want to be that one person, go to www.coachmejt, because at the end of the day, it's time for me to go back to do what I do best, where I could write one email and blast it to our list and promote Millionaire Flicks and make more than coaching as well. I'm flattening the curve. I'm like killing the curve. I'm going New Zealand on my coaching. I'm like cutting it off.
You don't even know yet. I have changed your schedule starting in May, because I can't allow this much of your time to be taken up by coaching. I mean, we need to have a conference call with the attorneys. I can't get it on the schedule till Friday. Like we can't operate like that anymore, you know?
And I would say all the coaching I give has been amazing. And listen, I hated coaching. Remember you guys said I hated coaching one-on-one. I didn't enjoy it anymore. I had to re-enjoy it to make it work. But I've actually enjoyed some of the coaching, the ideas. Do you realize that every single person I talk to, I had to come up with their brand, the marketing, the pitch, every single idea. And the entire time I'm doing that, I'm like, damn, that's a good name. I should have kept that for myself. But I don't, because that's not, like, there are so many ideas that I gave clients that I'm like, damn, that would be a good idea for us. So here's the thing. There's two things. You could do it your way, or you can have the number one wealth coach in the world do it for you. Coach me, JT, but I'm only taking one. I am flattening that curve so fast. There is no way I will love life. Like I'm going to go and check myself into a hospital just so that I can stop coaching and pretend I'm sick to get in, because it's like I went to bed last, and now none of that too. But Francie and I were on the phone last night until 10:15 my time, 11:15 her time, and I had to get up at 3. But we had a conference call because she got a conference call with some other knuckleheads who don't know what the hell they're doing and can't pay us.
Yeah,
so we had to.
And that's the reality of this time. It was 11:15, and I had just gotten off a call. Like, I mean, and I texted him and I was like, do you even want to talk? Because I knew, he's an hour behind, but yet he gets up earlier than I do. But I mean, our days are going until 10, 11 o'clock at night. And that's the norm. And, there's one other thing I wanted to add, because we were talking about how local is going to be, the new thing. Because a lot of countries, I think the second part is, even if people are allowed to go into certain countries, kind of like JT's saying, the bigger the name, the bigger the brand, the bigger the speaker, I think is going to be hesitant unless they are desperate. Right? You have people that are losing a lot of money, and so they're going to probably have to go into certain places. But I think there will be places that will allow you to do events that maybe people don't want to necessarily go. So if you've been proactive and on these webinars and doing the things we're talking about, you're already starting to build yourself as kind of a go-to person in that area, as an expert, as an authority, which is going to help you stand out locally, regionally, and maybe even nationally in your country. And that's going to become, the new thing that people are looking for. Who's the local authority or the local expert, because that's the person that they can get access to. I also think that what's going to become really, really important too on the consulting side, because I don't know that today we've touched a lot on consulting specifically.
I've coached a lot of people in that.
Huh?
I've coached a lot of consultants, so I have a lot of expertise, but go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is, I think there's going to be a space for consultants as companies are trying to figure out how they go back.
Also, there's only a new market. What if this happens again? Because people talk about what if it happens again, and to be more prepared. And I actually it's interesting because there's all these new services that are. Do you know that Jeff Bezos, since the coronavirus started, do you know how much net worth he's added? Take a guess. The coronavirus, so call it 51 days since this started.
Probably
how much? Pardon me?
Probably $1 billion.
$24 billion.
I'm not surprised. I told, when this all started, I said Amazon is going to come out the freaking winner of this, because, and here's the thing, Amazon, and this is, we always talk about like under promise and over deliver. I can't tell you how many things on Amazon it's like, okay, you won't get it till May 10th, and it's in my mailbox in 2 days. And I think they're being really cautious on expected delivery dates and when you think you're going to get things. But I've been ordering stuff, and literally it'll say I'm going to get it in 2 weeks, and I'll have it in 2 or 3 days. But I mean, just yesterday, I ordered a certain cooking pan that I normally would have gone to the store to get, but I can order it on Amazon. It's going to come to my door, and I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to see any people. I don't have to interact with anyone. So I said in the beginning, Amazon is going to come out the major winner of this.
So I think the future is going to be e-commerce. There's no question about that. Also, too, for those of you who are local, here's a little secret. I would recommend that if you're, like, let's say you do a 2-hour event, that you stream your events at the same time, and you can push the traffic that doesn't go and go and not go, and just stream your event. So here's a little secret for the day. You're going to stream your event like you have a phone, just the stand, nothing too complicated. So you do your live event, whether there's 10 people out or not. People that are there, they're there, and people that are not can watch the whole thing. And I think if we go back, my people might go back. I just don't know if I will. And also too, truth be told, everybody, I think this is it for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this is it for me. I think I'm going to fulfill the things that I have. I'm gonna do the coaching there, but I've enjoyed not getting on a plane. I've actually enjoyed not getting on a plane. I've enjoyed working on business deals. I used to until 3 days ago. And also too, to keep my mind sharp, maybe I coach a few people. So maybe it's time for people like you to pass on the baton, and to do that as well. Maybe it's time for a new generation of people. So what I want to do is I want to do $100 million deals, $50 million deals, $10 million deals. I want to buy a lot of real estate. I want to buy businesses. We're going to do a free training, by the way. Also, the problem in this industry now, everybody's doing these webinars. Everybody. And by the way, everybody's number one. I've never even heard of these people. Number one global branding expert. Really, dude? Because I never heard of you, and you got like 413 followers. So I don't know where you're number one, but I've never heard of that. So everybody's number one, and everyone's doing these summits. So I think the marketing we've been doing is very shock and awe marketing. So we're going to test it. Francie's going to talk about it tomorrow, online marketing. Kind of like maybe France will go some of the ads that we put up, or some of the pictures. We're going to do a 5-hour real estate training, me and Paulie, and then we're going to do a how to buy and sell businesses training. For those who have Millionaire Flicks, it will be free. Get Millionaire Flicks. Every one of my wealth programs, all 31 of them, including my speaker program, I went from 0 to 25 million in my first 3 years of speaking, for only $20. You can get it there. All my programs. Everybody's selling high level programs. I'm doing $20. And so I think those are the things we're going to focus on. And I think if we're going to do events, it'll be inside Millionaire Flicks, right? And we might do some few events here and there, but it just depends what the world is going to be. I don't know what it's going to be. For those of you listening, it changes every day.
The top one go away.
No, top one, anything that's lifetime or that is not fulfilled, we're continuing. I want to continue. I realize by coaching some of people and growing right in front of me how impressed I've been by some of you and the relationships we have. And I do miss the relationships, some of you. And I always say I will never let you down. I'm talking about new people. If you're existing people, I'm not going anywhere. I will be in your life for the rest of your life. If you need me, I will be there for you. We have a podcast to record in a couple minutes, so maybe we're going to put some final thoughts. By the way, people say I'm going to burn out. I never burn out. I'm a machine. I was on the road 324 days for 4 years in a row. I've worked 36 hours in a day. I got 5 hours of sleep during 6 days at Mega Success. You will never outwork me. You will never, outthink me. and I will never tire. I am a machine. I don't burn out because I have a fire. My desire to succeed is stronger than my desire to fold. My desire to help other people is stronger than my desire to, do at home. My desire to keep feeding my brain and sharpening my axe is stronger than binging on broke flicks, right? My desire to be the best, the greatest of all time at what I do. And I've proven it. I don't care what anybody says. I'll say I'm the greatest business coach of all time. I don't think anybody can look at somebody and coach people like I have on Instagram every day. I don't think anybody can coach 5 hours. I think let anybody thinks they're better one-on-one, please. Please, I need a challenge. I need excitement in my life. But I become the best by making my clients the best. And that's the point. And if you want me to figure out your brand, your marketing, your sales pitch, your idea, you want me to figure out your business, you want me to help take it to the next level, what I would do, then stop procrastinating, invest in the greatest investment. Because I'm only taking one person today, and that's it, www.coachmejt. And if it's not gone, I'll offer it on Instagram and it'll be gone there, www.coachmejt. And here's the thing too, I can figure it all out for you and it's recorded and then you can implement it or you can try and do it yourself. And this new show, I believe, is the future of people want to be inside you as a speaker, behind the scenes and how you're creating a content. We're becoming an experiential world, ladies and gentlemen. We're becoming an experiential world. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Experiences sell. So get Millionaire Flicks, which is every program I have for $20. And then one of you wants to be coached by me, that's fine. I'll coach you, put you in the schedule, get you started right away. And I will come up with everything. You just say, JT, here's what I want. And that's what I deliver. And anybody here, if you've been coached, you want to put that in the comment, they will tell you, I've been on my game 5 hours in a row and I'm not even tired, mentally drained, right? And by the way, yesterday was phenomenal. Today it was like, some people, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like people when they complain at 4:30 in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, right? But at the end of the day, I have a job to do, and that's to make you successful. So in the end, local is the new hero, ladies and gentlemen. Local is the new hero. There will be no more outsiders for a while. And even if there are, people be hesitant. If you do live events, stream them too for those who don't come out so you can monetize your opportunities. I think that's a great idea. Come up with products that people need until the rest of the year. Forget the long-term plan, play the short-term game, okay? And learn marketing. On Millionaire Flicks, every one of you should learn the marketing course, 288 marketing, branding, strategies, ideas. Francie did a course on online marketing. If you can create your own economy, you can absolutely dominate. So I look forward to coaching the one here. I got another like 7 coaching today, 4 Millionaire Flicks interviews. That's just today. And I'm not even done. I got a podcast, and Francie and I got to discuss some new innovative technology of what we might get involved with. Francie, any final thoughts?
Yeah, just, thanks everyone for joining on. If you don't have Millionaire Flicks, you are crazy. You're crazy if you don't have Millionaire Flicks. We are going to open up one session on the Coach Me JT. We do have a new episode of The Powerful coming. And if you could give us a thumbs up on the bottom of this, underneath the video screen watching this, you see a thumbs up and a thumbs down. I don't know who the one person was that gave us a thumbs down, but if everyone else.
That's our hater. That's our hater. Always showing up. And by the way, press the subscribe button because we're putting a lot of exclusive. Everyone, please press the subscribe comment. Thumbs up and subscribe. Thumbs up, subscribe. Thumbs up, subscribe. Right? By the way, people said the quarantine is making people crazy. I think coaching a lot of people every day is making me go crazy.
The quarantine's making me crazy for sure. For sure.
By the way, inside JT's deal, give us some feedback, what you think about this new show, Frank.
I just went in. It is not up yet. It is coming, but it is not up yet.
Oh my God, look at this. Palestine, not Israel. People are so stupid. Like the whole world is fighting against each other. People want to make political statements on YouTube. What is wrong with people? By the way, I love all people. I love Muslims, Jews, Catholics, atheists. I love all people. Who cares what people's religion is? And right now, the coronavirus is our enemy, not each other. So you know what? You want to be a hater, go hate on somebody else's page. You want to make a political statement, there's a million other shows on here. I want to inspire, right? And also to my stalker who's probably watching you. Thank you. You gave us another view. So, all right, Pac. When was our next thing? I got 10 minutes before we start.
Yep.
I got to go to the bathroom. I haven't gone for 5 hours. Thank you, guys.
Right.
Coach Me JT, Millionaire Flicks. Coach Me
Back
JT.
on the normal webinar tomorrow. Back on the normal
webinar. Please subscribe, like the button. See ya.